Hey guys, I'm James, lead game director at Crowning Games, a small indie game studio based in Dallas, and we're still hard at work on our debut game, Keena the Voidslayer, a vibrant 2D Kirby-inspired platformer. And in today's devlog, I'll take you through how our core mechanic, the lunge, has grown over time, from this to this. Let's get started. So for those of you who are new here, Keena is the girl with the pink bunny-shaped hair, and Moku is the little black blob that follows her around. Moku basically has this unique ability to absorb anything colored black in the environment. And once absorbed, Moku can shapeshift into a specific ability based on the properties of that object. So to make this all happen, we needed some way for Moku to shoot forward and target anything black to absorb. And that's where the lunge mechanic comes in. We wanted something that was fast, intuitive, and easy to control by the player. So for the first iteration of the lunge mechanic, Moku would simply lunge forward in a straight line, covering a maximum distance before returning back. It worked and it was pretty simple enough, but we felt that it didn't give players much options of where they wanted to place Moku in the environment. Like for example, during playtesting, we noticed that a lot of players had difficulty absorbing blocks that were lower than the player, often barely just missing it by a couple of pixels. So clearly, something needed to change with the mechanic. One approach we could have done was we could have increased the hitbox of Moku. But the drawback of this would be that Moku would appear to absorb something even though it didn't touch. So instead, we decided to opt for an approach where the player would be able to steer Moku in the direction that they wanted to while lunging. One major inspiration for this motion was the game Self. And it's a game where you're a monster and you can basically eject your soul out of your body and steer it in a specific direction that you want it to go. And this mechanic just feels really good, and it's something I want the player to experience while performing the lunge. So as you can see, Moku lunges in a straight line and you're also able to steer it up and down. But there are a couple of big issues. So for one, the movement just felt really stiff. Adjusting Moku's direction during the lunge felt difficult and unresponsive. Secondly, using multiple buttons for steering made the mechanic feel awkward and cumbersome. Players had to hold the lunge button while also managing directional inputs, which disrupted the flow of the game. So that being said, we decided to scrap the steering mechanic, and instead we opted for a more automatic approach. So now, while lunging, Moku will automatically steer towards the nearest black body. We believe that this is the best approach for user experience because it simplifies the controls, making the mechanics feel more intuitive and fluid. By automatically steering, the player can focus on timing and strategy, resulting in a smoother gameplay and a more satisfying mechanic. And finally, I would like to talk about our abilities. So as you know, after Moku absorbs something, it unlocks a unique ability. First up, the block ability. After absorbing a certain enemy, Moku can transform into a block, through which Keena can use to reach higher areas. Not only that, Keena can throw block Moku and use it to damage enemies. And then there's the umbrella form. With this, Keena can glide across the map, making it easier to traverse wide gaps or reach hard to access spots. And finally, Moku can transform into a club, allowing Keena to deal powerful melee blows, great for up close combat. One cool thing we added was this charging attack, where Keena can charge the bat swing and land it for a home run. Honestly, we are very satisfied with how this lunge mechanic ended up. It is now very fluid, responsive, and fits seamlessly into the gameplay. And that's all for this devlog. We've come a long way with the lunge mechanic, and the feedback and iterations have really paid off. I'm proud to announce that we've just set up our Kickstarter pre-launch page. So if you're interested in backing the project, make sure to give us a follow on Kickstarter. While you're at it, don't forget to wishlist Keena the Voidslayer on Steam. It really helps us out. And if you want to stay connected with the game's development, go ahead and join our Discord community. Link is in the description below. Finally, hit that subscribe button and I'll see you on the next one.